Hi, welcome to Tony's Quick Tips. One of the challenges for insurance professionals and financial planning professionals is explaining an adverse decision in insurance. It's one of those issues that everyone struggles with apparently. How do we explain the loaded policy, or worse, the policy that's been declined? But generally speaking, when we've got to present an adverse decision, it shouldn't be that hard. It really shouldn't. What we've got to do is firstly pre-sell the concept that perfection is a very tough standard to meet, and pretty much nobody's ever going to meet it. So during our meeting with a client, when we say we have got a proposal to put forward, but you need to understand that if there is anything wrong in your medical history, there will be terms attached to it. Now, one of the little tools that I've used for many years is a simple little pocket medical dictionary, and you'll see why in a moment. But using that little medical dictionary is just a great visual way of showing to clients that there are a heck of a lot of medical conditions out there that might not be able to be covered. Because when we get right down to it, the reality is very few adults are factory new. We're none of us in the same shape we were when we were 18 or 16 or 14 or 25. The older we get, the more things happen. So we've got to manage their expectations. We're not factory new. It is probable that there'll be something that the underwriters pick up that's an additional risk over and above other potential clients. So that is the first point. Pre-sell the concept that perfection is a tough standard to meet. The next thing we've got to do is create context when we come back to talk to them about the delivery of the terms. And instead of focusing on what is not covered, what we need to focus on or draw their attention to is everything that is. So going back to my little pocket medical dictionary, I would typically say, only the stuff on this page is excluded. Everything else in the book is covered. And it brings things into context for a client because they can see that suddenly there are hundreds, if not thousands, of things that are being covered in their policy, but there are a couple of things that aren't, and it seems quite reasonable. The last thing I would say is you've actually got to be confident, because the reality is, even if they are being loaded or they're having an exclusion put on for some sorts of cover, you've basically got them the best cover that it is possible to get for them with today's health and on today's terms and with today's underwriting. So you've got them the best that they are going to get today. Another way of explaining it to clients, which they get every single time, it's a very simple concept. If something is already damaged, you can't insure it. You can only insure it when it's not damaged. So the car on the left, we can insure for windscreen replacement. The car on the right, we can insure the car, but the windscreen replacement, that's going to be excluded. See, the thing that we've got to get right is make sure the client is not surprised by the loaded terms or the deferment. Make sure they expected something, make sure you've positioned it properly, and make sure you're confident in how you present it. And that's the quick tip for today.